All right, thank you very much. And that was Red Man Blues, Jack Tarter on the drums there. Just a little different take. These guys get tired of going boom check after a while. He's one of them, certainly. This next one is really a march. It's called a rag, but it's a march. And these terms are not really that specific anyway. But in the early days of jazz in New Orleans, there were marching bands everywhere. There were so many marching bands, they ran short of musicians. So the big bookers back then would occasionally put guys on the street carrying instruments who couldn't play them, with the strict instruction they were not to make a sound through the instrument. And some of these guys would get over enthusiastic and start blowing through trumpets or baritone horns or something. And so what they would do is they'd shove a potato into the bell of the horn so the guy couldn't make a sound. And they were called potato men. That was a guy you hired to carry the horn around and look as though he was doing something. But anyhow, fortunately, nobody in the band has had that protocol called on them so far. This is one, though, called the 1919 Rag, and it is really a march, more or less in the New Orleans style, with a few twists. 1919 rag. Technically, to do a good job of this, we should be mixing in the slow and the fast. Just for the contrast's sake, right? How many of you prefer to hear maybe 2 or 3 fast ones in a row? How many of you would like to see probably 3 or 4 musicians on the stage have some serious cardiac issues during the tunes? Yeah, right? They got blood in the water, right? I understand. Yeah, okay. We've been there. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to do one that's going to wear out, I think. I'm going to do this for you now. I'm going to do one that requires something of you, David. And he's made a request I have to honor because, he's hard to replace. This is a tune that's attributed to Freddie Keppard, and actually he did not compose it, but he did record it way back in the dawn of the jazz era. And General Morton once said that good breaks make good jazz. If that's the case, this is one of the truly great jazz pieces. Yeah, and well, we'll do yours next. We're doing yours next, trust me. So I'm cutting a deal here. So this is one that is rather unusual. That is called Scissors Grinder Joe, featuring Mr. David Zink on the sousaphone. And of course, various assorted pieces of railway equipment. With feeling. Here we go. One, two, three. All right, thank you very much. David Zink on the sousaphone. Now here's the one he wanted. And don't go away, Fred. I'm going to put you on fourth last, I think. Okay. During the 1920s, when jazz hit, it became the dance music, the pop music, the everything. And the ODJB, the original Dixieland Jazz Band, making a ton of money. 5 guys who mostly couldn't read music. Some guys could. People began trying to modernize the sound. So they were going from clarinets to saxophone and so on, getting bigger sections, doing breaks. And Joe Oliver did that. Went to New York and formed what he called his Dixie Syncopators. And this is one he recorded with them. I first heard it played by our friends, the St. Louis Ragtimers, who's still going, and a great band. But the title makes no sense to me, but I like the tune. It is called Wah Wah Wah.
Oh, here we go. Quiet. Get up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Really stupid title, I understand all that.
We can have a vocal mic here. Okay. What's that? I was thinking about that, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. If we can get one of the Mark 1, 2, or 3, to put a vocal mic on the piano guy, and we'll never ask for anything again after that. Now, Dave Mazak has unique vocal stylings that I think he shouldn't be denied. Probably because I must have enemies out there somewhere who need punishing. But anyhow, if you work on that, we can do something else in the meantime. Just, whatever. So we'll get there. Okay, let's do this one. This is another Joe Oliver thing. And again, in the spirit of packing in the good fast stuff without any real variation here, except for the sound of the tune itself, this is one of my favorites. I first heard the Joe Oliver stuff when I was 16 years old. A friend of mine brought a 7-inch reel tape, RCA vintage recording. I heard that and I fell in love instantly. And this is one of the things that was on there that he did with his nephew Dave Nelson. And one of the alternate titles of this thing is Curwer Ship Glide, which means nothing to anybody that I know of. But the tune is generally known and not played much anymore. It's called the Rhythm Club Stomp. Hey Fred, we get this one under our belt, probably one more. Whenever you get in the mood, get up here. And I'll give you a big build-up as if you're really somebody, okay? Huh?
Here you go. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2,
3. Rhythm Club Stomp. I thank you to the dance crew for that one. Couple number 1 won that one, I think.
Ain't nobody danced here in 3 days.
A 2-hit wonder. Anybody here remember Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs? Yeah. Yeah. Those of us who have wrinkles in the right places know about that. Yep. Okay. I never understood much of what he did. This is one. This is the tune that he made a big hit, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. And when we looked at doing this, we thought, who could do the vocal on this? You know, who would actually who was the closest thing we had to a sham in the band? And that would be our arranger, Dr. Dave Mazak. So, oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, also, Fred Richardson, a friend of ours. From your sister state of Minnesota. we did the Bunny Berrigan Jazz Jubilee with Fred a while back, and it was a lot of fun. We've known Fred for years, but hadn't had a chance to actually give him a job for pay. And the check's still coming, by the way, Fred. So, Dr. Dave Mazak doing Little Red Riding Hood.
Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. You sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. I don't think little big girls should go walking in this spooky woods all alone. What big eyes you have, the kind of eyes that drive wolves mad, just to see that you don't get chased. I think I ought to walk with you far away. What full lips you have, that should allure someone bad. So until you get to Grandma's place, I think you ought to walk with me to be safe. Hey there, Riding Hood. Uh-oh. Here we go. I'm gonna keep my sheep suit on until I'm sure that you've been shown that I can be trusted walking with you all alone. Riding Hood, I'd like to hold you if I could, but you might think I'm a big bad wolf, so I won't. Little Red Riding Hood, you sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf could want.
All right, this is probably going to be our last piece here before the next band comes up, and we'll take time with it and have fun. It's a Sidney Bechet piece. Sidney Bechet was an interesting character. He was a high-note trumpet player back when there weren't many of those guys, but he learned what a formidable weapon a soprano sax was and took that up instead, because he'd outblow a lot of the trumpet players on it. And he eventually went over to France and stayed there, liked it a lot. Had a few scrapes along the way. He beat a woman up, that didn't go over well. And he once ran down the street shooting at a fellow musician because they had disagreed on a chord change. And that's one of the hazards of playing jazz. We all had that happen one time or another. So this is one he composed, though, which translates, and my French is non-existent, it translates roughly as on the streets of Antibes. And I think it goes, dans la rue d'Antibes. I'd do a better job if I had probably a serious sinus condition. But anyhow, I make do with what I got here. Clear sinuses are a big major impediment. So we're going to have Fred join us for that, and we'll just indulge ourselves thoroughly with Dans la rue d'Antibes. Thank you for having us up here at Clear Lake. We have a ball here. Great bands, great people, great weather, and we're just overjoyed to be back. I hope to see you all again sometime. We do have a handful of CDs left if you want to take advantage of our clearance sale back there before we head south. It's better to sell them to you than to get them through customs. So anyhow, a lot better. Also, I got some flyers over there because St. Louis has a mini festival on the Sunday and Monday of Labor Day weekend, and we will be there. You may want to come anyway. And there are flyers over there you can get. The flyers are free for nothing. So anyhow, Dans la rue d'Antibes. See, by the time I show you. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, dancers. Thank you, people in the audience. The St. Louis Stompers Classic Jazz Band headed south, Twist 4th 8th. And we got some CDs over here to sell. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the music. Thank you, Fred Richardson.
He's our favorite. Nobody can.